today is vlog day. I haven't really tried this style of video before, wherein I just go about my regular day and you guys tag along. So Friday afternoon after work, and I got some honey-do list that I need to do. So we are going to get some meat. We're going to two meat places, and we're gonna pick up some Monocle's pizza and go to an Asian store. So you guys are gonna tag along while I yak, and that's the plan for today. I don't really know if you're gonna like this video, but it is something that I do usually on the weekends, is run errands in the Hellcat. This is the time I get to drive the Hellcat, and this is what we're gonna do today. Alright, so let's go. I have not started this, I have not drove this Hellcat for a whole week. So usually when it's starting to warm up, the exhaust is pretty loud. I'm on sport transmission and everything is on street. I'm gonna use a different way today just to mix it up. That I wanted to talk about, that I thought about this week as I was driving my company car. When you're driving a car, a regular car, my company car is a Subaru Forester. It's nice inside, it's leather, it's got all the amenities, you know, heated seats, all that stuff. But the outside is ugly looking, but it gets the job done, right? It's a free car. But boy, is it slow. So when you start driving fun cars, high horsepower cars, you get pretty spoiled with the amount of power that's available under your right foot, right? So, man, that Subaru is slow. It's big and heavy and slow. One of the worst parts about it that I've experienced is in emergency maneuver. So I was driving in the highway, and I'm gonna paddle shift here, so I'll be quiet for a little bit. It want to shift by itself. I'm messing up all the shifting. For a little bit and hold that thought that I just mentioned. Here we go. Here you go. So anyways, I was mentioning about regular non-sporty cars, right? Just regular traffic cars, like the Subaru, for example. My experience concluded to me that if you have a car that doesn't have the right suspension and sporty drive to it, sometimes in emergency maneuvers it becomes very apparent. So I was driving my Subaru Forester, and I was just cruising along. And you know, I was following a semi on the left lane because the semi was on the left lane, so the speed wasn't very fast. It probably wasn't even speed limit, a little slower than speed limit. And there was a Prius of all cars on the right lane, and the Prius, as I approach it, as the semi passes it, and I approach it, I can anticipate that it was going to transfer to the left lane for whatever reason. The right lane was pretty clear for that Prius driver, but they decided that they were going to transfer to the left lane without looking or scanning quickly their mirrors to see if someone was there. Well, I was there. So they closed the gap to merge into my lane, and I was already in that lane, so I kind of did an evasive maneuver. And the problem was that area of the road where this all happened had a barrier, like the metal barrier. So I didn't really have a lot of space between the road that I was moving along, the shoulder, and that barrier. So this happened pretty quickly in a few seconds, right? So I did an evasive maneuver so that Prius wouldn't hit my right side of my Subaru, and they kept going, so I honked my horn so that she'll understand that I'm there. I really thought it was gonna hit. I really thought she was gonna crash into me. So as I did this evasive maneuver, excuse me, I felt the Subaru steering was so sluggish, the suspension was so sloppy, it bounced around, that I was processing two information: avoiding not getting hit, but because of the sloppy, soft suspension and the delayed steering, I was also trying to process not to crash into the barrier because it felt unstable, so unstable. And those are one of the things that people don't realize, and that's why I wanted to share that with you guys, is that when you're driving just regular traffic cars that don't have the right suspension setup for sporty driving and don't have the power or the right steering ratios for safety, and when you're doing these evasive maneuvers, I fully understand how people would crash. So I'm not saying I'm an incredible, superior driver from everyone, but I've had my share of driving in the track and driver training, so I was able to perform that maneuver without getting hit by the Prius, but also not crashing. So I bet you if it's just an inexperienced driver driving that, maybe a younger person or somebody just inexperienced or somebody not paying attention at all, that would have been a total crash for two reasons. The incident happened so quickly, but the way the Subaru handled the evasive maneuver was terrible. Unlike if you're driving a Hellcat or the Alpha or any sporty car for that matter that's set up for proper sporty steering and suspension, you'll be able to do that evasive maneuver quickly and get back to your lane quickly without having that sloppy, bouncy suspension and the sloppy, slow steering that you would have. And that's one thing that people think I understand. I'm not advocating that everyone should buy a sporty car, but I'm just saying that sometimes is the difference between crashing and not crashing, is how your suspension and steering is set up, and obviously driver skill, right? And absolute guidance by the Lord above that you will not crash at that point. But I'm just sharing this with you guys because something that I've experienced that was not a good feeling. And right away after that incident happened, my head was like, oh my, this is not a very good handling car. Very, very sloppy, very, very unsafe in quick evasive maneuvers. And that doesn't really give you a lot of confidence when you're driving, a car like that. That's why I wanted to mention that in this video, because man, I'm telling you, that was a scary situation, and I wouldn't want anyone to be in that space. So we're gonna be pulling up here at the meat place, and I'll grab the camera so we can go inside. So here we are at the meat place, Let's get it. Let's get at it. There's a Hellcat. Where's the meat place? So we got the reef shanks that I needed from the meat place. Here we are. And there's the Hellcat. We're gonna proceed to the next place, the Asian market. Alright, we're here at the Asian market. Gonna get what we need. Okay, we're looking for green onions, right? We need this. And some lemongrass. Chives. Yeah. Some lemongrass right there. We'll get two. Now we gotta get some soy sauce. Hot longanisa right here and some hot tocino. Filipino type breakfast. That's what we got. Find some soy sauce. Here's the soy sauce. Which one am I gonna get? Found it. This one soy sauce.
Okay, về dòng mấy người vậy? Anh Hòa giờ mới nhớ. Anh Hòa làm chi cái
Alright, we got what we need. Let's go ahead and pay. Alright, we got all the Filipino stuff we need. Stuffing for lechon. Filipino breakfast. Here's the Hellcat. Back in the car. Let's load this up. That we've been serving for a while. So I saw a Challenger over there with your dad and his kid. Let's see if we can catch up. So one of the things I wanted to mention to you guys is that obviously when you're watching this video you can't really feel how it feels to drive a Hellcat, right? One thing I can assure you is that compared to regular cars like a Honda or a Camry and Chevy, whatever, a Hellcat makes you feel different. It's yes, it's still driving, but it's more of an experience. More of an experience. I saw the Challenger over there with this kid. So compared to the other cars, yes, you're driving back and forth, and yes, obviously you can drive fast, you know, on those cars, but they just don't handle well. They don't behave the way this car behaves. It doesn't make the sound that this car makes. I don't even remember where I'm going, but I'll figure it out. So the drive, even though you're doing mundane tasks like running errands, as you are tagging along with me today, it makes that mundane task, that honey-do list, more of an experience. if you know what I mean. It makes it a little bit special. It's fun, compared to just driving a regular car that you're just going from point A to point B doing your task. It's a whole different experience when you're driving a Hellcat or other cars that are more exciting to drive and more of an experience to drive. It's just a different way of driving that gives you that feeling of you're driving something special. It's not that the car is special, because people here are gonna comment, it's just a Hellcat, blah blah blah, whatever. No, it's the experience when you're driving it. That's what I'm trying to explain. Because it's not the thought that you're driving a super special car. It's not a Lamborghini or a McLaren. I know that. But the way the car behaves, or a McLaren, I know that. But the way the car behaves when you're driving it, compared to that Ford over there or that Scion over there, it's an experience. Like that exhaust sound and that supercharger whine. Right? So it's more of an experience driving this car compared to just normal traffic cars, regular traffic cars, so to speak. That's what I'm trying to share with you guys. And you can't really tell. You can hear the sound here of the engine and the exhaust. You can hear it, but you can't really tell how it feels when you're actually sitting in the driver's seat. I mean, I can show you a video of my wife sitting beside me here. Every time I accelerate, her head bobs. It's kind of funny, and she hates it because she says it makes her dizzy. So that is there's a car. There's a Ford Focus over there that sounds pretty good, but not that fast. Right. So that's why most people who are car people modify their car. For some, they might want to show off, right? That's their goal. For some, it really is just the experience. It's more about the personal experience inside the car when you're driving the car. And if you're doing all the wrenching yourself, then it makes it more special, because you're thinking, I made this, I built this, or whatever. That makes it more special. That is the essence, obviously, of driving a car that a car person or a car enthusiast would be driving. It's more about the experience when you're behind the wheel. Well, some people do it to show off and to compare their cars to others, but you have to understand, there's always going to be a better car than yours. So you can't think that way. So you got to build your car in such a way that you enjoy it. It's a personal enjoyment, whether the enjoyment is because you built it yourself and the satisfaction of that, or the enjoyment is that how it makes you feel when you're driving it. Those are the two tangible things that most car enthusiast would want to aspire to, would want to go to. That's why when we're young, we have posters of Lamborghini, Diablos, and Testarossas on our wall, just because of how those cars make us feel. It's a feeling that you really can't experience until you have one. That's why you aspire to it. You have the poster, you watch the videos, hopefully you have a friend or a family member that has it, you take a ride. You're aspiring to experience what we are experiencing. That's why this is the beauty of YouTube, wherein I can take you along for a ride along and have this experience with me while I'm explaining it to you, that these cars, this is how they make you feel. like I mentioned a few times already. It's an experience. Like I mentioned a few times already. It's an experience. Driving these cars, it really is. And obviously, each car would give you a different experience. Just depends on which car you are driving, which car you are aspiring to. That's why if you have a V8, you maybe aspire to a V10, and then you go to a V12. All those cars make you feel different. They all sound different. They all make you feel different. I mean, just an example, the Hellcat is a big V8 car, and the Alfa Romeo Portfolio Stelvio, the SUV, is a V6 twin turbo. But when you step into drive the Alfa Romeo coming from the Hellcat, it's a totally different experience. It's hard to explain, but it's a totally different experience, and it's amazing when you feel that, and that's what you aspire. That's one of the reasons I buy cars. I want to experience them. It's not for to show off or what have you. To me, the most important part is how that car makes me feel when I drive it. Driving experience. And it's just so happened that I have a YouTube channel that I can share that experience with you guys, which I love. Because I share that experience with you guys, which I love. Because that's the same thing I do, right? When I'm just sitting at home, I watch YouTube videos of cars and people talking about cars, and people driving cars, people doing car reviews. Man, this road is terrible. The camera's probably shaking pretty bad. Wow. Jeez. That's just the way, we as car enthusiasts think about cars. It's more about the driving experience than anything else. I'm gonna have to pause this video, guys, because this road is terrible, and I don't want you to get busy by all the shaking bacon of this road. Alright, let's pick it up when we get to the meat place. Alright, we're at the meat place now. I'm gonna drop off this stuffing and give the cooking guy the instruction on how to do it. And my friend will pick it up tomorrow. But I feel like this video is gotten too long already. Let me flip this camera. I feel like this video has gotten very long already, and I don't want to bore you guys. I don't know who's gonna watch this 30-minute video. But this is my second to the last stop. I'm gonna go get pizza for the kids. They're coming home from college, so they can spend time with this weekend during Easter. So hey, thanks for watching. If you stuck it watching this video this long, thank you. I appreciate you. For all the subscribers and the followers and the people who like and comment and share this video, thank you. I really appreciate it. And thank you for always watching my videos and subscribing. And if I don't get to talk to you, I want to wish everyone a happy Easter. Remember, we're celebrating the death and resurrection of our Lord Jesus Christ, and through him and only through him can we be saved.